Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I am joined by the one, the only Ash. Ash, how you doing, man?
Hey dudes! What's up, man? I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really well, yeah. I'm excited for this.
Minute.
We haven't done a collab in so long.
I know, man. I thought we should get like a fake rivalry going on or something like that. You know, a little beef, you know, boxing match. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that what kids do nowadays?
So look, we're going to do the first half of this collab on this channel. I'm going to link to the second half down below. But we're going to be talking about our favorite rare, epic, and legendary champs for every single faction. Almost kind of boxing it out between ourselves who's going to be our favorite. So
I like this.
Ash,
I like this, man.
The game's trying to fail as well, but
we're
just going to punch
on. The raid gods are working against us. I can't even get into my account at all. They're trying to kick you out of yours. Yeah, man, we should try to start this video, huh?
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Are
we
doing favorites or just like best or somewhere in between?
Well, I think it could be however way you want to kind of like kick it for each faction. So if you got one who's just like, I'm using them because they're my
faves.
My fave for a reason, or they're just like so damn strong. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Look, you're the guest, dude. Let's start with Bannerlords and kick us off.
All right, man. I'm not gonna mess around here. I'm going Richthof. Nah, I'm going Marichka. I'm going Marichka.
I just got her today.
Congrats.
Yeah.
You don't have Taurus though?
No, man.
Dude, they're not rigging you with
two.
The creator. Get all the legendaries thing. You're not on that plan.
Man, they've just not done it for a few months now. They've been letting me down.
Congratulations on Marichka. Like, obviously Taurus is in consideration, but I'm going to go Marichka because she can be used absolutely everywhere. In this pretend scenario, like I'm starting with a fresh account, and I think that Marichka's got me covered, and she's going to she's just going to imagine starting an account with Marichka, how much progression you could get. And obviously, whether it's Hydra, whether it's the arena or anywhere else, she's going to be just the GOAT of your account. Amazing heals, broken passive, great cleanse. Gotta love her.
And do you use her outside of the arena and on your account?
On my account, I use her in like a few different random Centranos, but like it's a great effect, you know. But other than that, no. Do you?
Well, I've only just got her today, but I'm thinking mainly arena.
Like, bro, I haven't even upgraded her yet.
Yeah. Well, I
guess think you're going to?
Yeah, no, I think mainly for arena and like Siege, obviously, and anything which is basically arena based. But I don't have the person that I will pick as my fave for this faction, or the one that I desperately want, which is Taurus. And I think once you've got the duo, things really start to shine, right? These two together are absolutely absurd.
They're definitely annoying to contend with, or a force to be reckoned with if you're on your squad for sure. And Taurus, you know, he's still one of the top DPS for Hydra too, so you can definitely you just load up those buffs and sign yourself up for a ton of damage for that constant
He's
pressure.
kind of like Seer, right? He's like Seer, but without losing your
Doesn't
buffs.
remove them. Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to reduce all the damage coming into you by half. Like, there's just too many things which are busted about this dude. So
no big deal. Yeah, he's like, he hits hard and he's so tough to like contend with and get rid of, you know, let alone by himself. But even in the meta right now, where buff extenders are so popular, like it's even better for Taurus. You can just keep those buffs up all the time, you know.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to epics. Who's your fave epic here?
I think my fave is going to be, oh man, this is a real tough one. I'm gonna go Stag Knight. Good old Stag Knight. You can't go wrong with Stag Knight. 107 speed, a lot of survivability, decreased attack, decreased defense on the same 3-turn cooldown. I mean, what else do you want from a guy, right? He's got a little accuracy, pinpoint.
It's so good, right? But his kit's so simple.
It is.
Isn't it?
But decreased speed too on that A1, man. Like I don't know about you, but over the years, decreased speed has gone from a nice to have to like a mandatory on any team, unless I'm just trying to like absolutely speed run it.
Yeah, it's really effective. Yeah.
Who would you go with?
I mean, it definitely would have been probably up there as a first pick, honestly. If I was just going to go controversial and pick someone else, it would be not Colin.
Actually, you got me, man. I was like, you like Ulfred too? I actually like that guy.
I do think Lady Annabelle's just one that I would call out. I don't think she would beat Stag Knight for me, but I do really like her for the ability to just solo stuff like Bommel, and that's a really hard, hard one to get past. And she's also got this kind of like AoE leech, AoE decreased speed, which is pretty damn useful for things like Hydra if you're trying to get your way through that. But yeah, mainly for Bommel. Yeah, this kind of like passive here, just giving her those heals, especially since they changed up some of the blessings and now you can get sort of easier heal growth. And even more interestingly, if you pair her with someone like a Wukong who's got Smite, then you can actually do it really fast as well now. So there's a number of reasons why I think she's actually really solid.
No, I'm with you, man. I think that she's great. I think that Ursula, too, she would have probably been my second choice as Ursula, just because I think she is one of the strongest revivers. She might have the strongest revive in the game, you know, with that A3. Like, in terms of survivability, it's second to none there. Okay.
Okay, what about rares? This feels like a pretty trashy set of rares.
Crappy crop of rares here, Hades. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with, geez, I really hate to go Dagger, but I guess I'm gonna go Dagger. I don't even like Dagger, but at least Dagger gives you a AoE big version decreased defense, right? It's a 80% chance with Sniper and booked. But she is void, so I guess in a crop of a lot of bad rares, I'm gonna go Dagger. You can make a case for Valerie, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to say anyone here, honestly. I think
Valerie's got that buff extension on a 3-turn. It's a pretty nice,
for early game, if you're struggling to get past, what's his name? The big bug. I can't even think what his name is.
The big bug?
The one where you need a shield,
Sure.
Very early on.
Oh, Scarab King?
Scarab King, yeah.
Sorry, man.
Like,
I don't know what.
I was
thinking like a campaign boss. I'm like,
my brain's frazzled.
Is Village Rex a campaign boss?
But yeah, she does bring some shieldage, and she brings the extension of that shield as well, which is actually really effective for very early game before you pick up some of the blood shield accessories and stuff. But
she's not bad.
But she's not bad, but I wouldn't invest in one, honestly. I wouldn't invest in any of these rares. Personally.
All right. I wouldn't take him past level 50 either, so we're probably on the same page there. Are you up first here, Hades?
Okay, let me go first on this one then.
Who you got?
So
Incarnate?
Oh man. I think
this is
actually kind of difficult. I think I would go with Bellinor.
Whoa,
nowadays.
Okay.
So since his buff, he's actually pretty damn strong. He's got the AoE decreased defense and weaken. He's got pretty high damage on this skill as well. I don't know, man. I think this faction is kind of weak for like end game type of legendaries.
Yeah, it's got some really good legendaries, Like, I like Tetura.
There's a lot of
I like
tier,
Ethos. I like Lysandra. I like Eleanor.
I use Eleanor.
Yeah, Arbiter would be my pick if I wasn't going to get her anyway through the Arbiter missions.
Yeah.
So she would be my pick of like best overall. But assuming I'm going to get her anyway, I'd probably actually go. God, man. I guess I would go with Wallmaster Ethereum. I think that just having that for him for Hydra, like I just love him in Hydra. I love getting the block buffs from like my biggest damage dealer. It's really nice to have. So I'd probably go Wallmaster. Maybe a little bit of a niche play, but I also love Lana Thero. So
yeah, and I will say, like, if you're going for something crazy, the Yannicka kind of like Wixwell damage explosion in Hydra is I need to build this team. My clan's like raining on me to say, you don't do enough damage, my friend. Like we need more from you. So that's something that I need to work on as well right now.
Sorry, I had a little technical difficulty, but I hear you. I agree.
Okay, let's go on to epics then. So for me on the epics, I feel like this answer has been the same now for 5 years, and I'm just going to go Royal Guard. Still use him. Still use this guy. The enemy max HP hits, the quad hits, decrease speed and turn meter, drop defense. Again, like he's never been changed, and he's still really strong. So I think it's an easy pickup for me there on Royal Guard.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would also go with Royal Guard, man. But if I was going to pick a second, I would actually go Skoramis over even Tyrell. Really like that dude, man. He's got the 3-turn provoke. He's got the extra turns, or not extra turn, but extra turn meter on his A2 can be really nice as well. He's got the counterattack, which he can actually stun at a pretty dependable rate on his A1. So I just really love the synergy between this guy's, like, all of his skills. And when you think about AoE provokers from epics, there's actually not that many that have 100% provoke, you know?
True.
There's a few, you know, and that's about it. So Skaramis is definitely one of the better ones. So I really like him. Cool addition to the game, I think.
Yeah, definitely. That's the sort of epic you want to come into the game to help you through faction wars or the Cursed City and stuff like that.
Who you going here? Who you going? I think there's a yeah.
I mean, I've got to do it, right?
Okay.
Apothecary is always everyone's favorite pick if they get him early in game. It's increased speed, still strong, increased turn meter, the big heal that can crit, which is extremely rare to get, and then a triple hit just helps you in stuff like Finite. This guy, whenever I do my free-to-play series type of stuff, like, you're always hoping you pick him up early.
Yeah, so, out of that mystery shard, you know, you're like, yes, I got
even
him.
better if it's a mystery shard. Yeah, right? That's it. Yeah.
It's hard to argue with Apothecary, but I'll argue with you. Reliquary Tender. I love my Reliquary. Yeah. She's still, I mean, she's really freaking good, man. I think it was back in the day you were one of the first people to, like, start really talking about her a lot, you know. But she's got the cleanse, she got the revive, she's got the best cleanse by far out of any rare in the game on a 3-turn cooldown with the continuous heal. She's got a decreased attack, small version on the A1 too. Overall, just like a rare reviver, but with the best rare cleanse in the game as well. So she's one of my faves.
Yeah, interesting. Compared to the other faction that we just done, the Bannerlords here, easy to call out Eris as well when when combined with someone like a Demitha. Probably the most used rare when you get past mid game. Maybe not so much now. Wixwell is around, but
back in the day,
this set of rares was way better overall.
Yeah, quite a better set of rares there from Bannerlords, man. And they don't buff rares, so we'll just be waiting forever for some decent Bannerlord rares. All right, I'm up first here. Sacred Order. Well, this is a better group of, I think I would go Maud because I know I'm not going to freaking ever get her otherwise. I feel like that at least. I might really go with her just because of the scarcity there. And she's pretty good too. But that being said, I think jokes aside, or I think if I'm being serious, not to poke at you because I see that you don't have them, but I think I'd go Cardio. I love ally attackers, man. Like I said, I almost went Lonatheral on High Elves, but man, he's just one of the better ones in the game, right? The Heavenly Host, but he's a competent healer with his A1.
And on his crazy healing, right? It's just so
it really
nuts.
Does. Yeah. It really does add up, because it's healing everybody on his basic. And then obviously even on his ally attack, he's healing on that too, right? And then obviously his A2, the Revive on Death Protected and the Cleanse and a 3-turn cooldown is a really, really good ability. He's got speed, aura in all battles. Just one of the quintessential staples of ally attackers and supports in the game. So I think I go Cardio.
Yeah, he's also
look at those
possibly
wings too,
my favorite skin. He's up there as like a top 3 skin, I think. It's so
right? I love the wings.
So
don't you love like the wing characters? No, or is it just me?
Yeah, definitely. They look really cool.
Okay. Who you got?
So, I mean, I've called him out already today, but I feel like Wixwell is my winner here. And this was a community-built dude, right? So I remember when we first decided on his kit, and people were like, we're not really sure about this guy. Did we go the wrong way? And all that type of stuff. And then after a bit of playtest, it was like, well, hold on a minute. This guy's actually crazy for clan boss. Like, absolutely absurd for clan boss, and then obviously crazy for Hydra as well.
Hydra, yeah. And just being your main provoker, and then everything else he brings to the table, alone is really super solid.
Yeah, and obviously his intercept is just something which was novel at the time, but now starting to come into the game a little bit more, but still extremely strong. The way he grows shields is unique, and I just think crazy base stats. This guy is like an easy pickup. If I was starting a new account, this is probably the go-to, right? Well, maybe not right at the start, but pretty damn fast, because once you unlock that clan boss on a daily basis and then start to be able to deal with Hydra, well, the rewards on a day to weekly basis is just becomes so much higher.
You make a really strong case. He was not even in my consideration. I think I would have went Venus after after Wixwell. But maybe I'm just degrading or downgrading what we had. It wasn't free, obviously, but what we had access to, you know, like psychologically, and thinking of the scarcity and like a Venus. But you make a big good point, like how quintessential or how essential clan boss and Hydra progression are in this game. It's just, it can't be overstated. So maybe you're right there. Maybe Wixwell's the guy. All right.
Right. What about your epic? This is a great set of epics as well.
Yeah, well, I already have Stag Knight. So I was doing a video with Big Papa Drock, and we were like, you know what? There's like a power corner here. That little square in the bottom right of those 4 epics. Like those are the, like they can never add another Sacred Order epic, so it would ruin my square of power. Because like 4 of the stronger epics in the game are right there. Yeah. So it would come down to those 4 for me, and I would go with I'm not gonna mess around. I'm going Godseeker.
Godseeker, yeah, okay.
I mean, for all the obvious reasons, but just one of the best revivers out there. The reset cooldowns make incredible things possible, such as all the duoing and Sand Devil and such. But just that A2 with the solid the heal and the buff extension, she's really bringing so much support to the table that she can slot in almost any team. Yeah,
agreed. She is definitely up there. I don't know if I would I choose her first? I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to not say Deacon, honestly. But Phoenix is so fun as well. Like, especially if you can get a bit further on into the game and you're +2 in or +4 in a Phoenix. I mean, he is insane.
Yeah, he's my favorite epic nuker in the game, personally. It's hard to say he's the best because he's so different, you know, with that A1, you know, but he's my fave at least. But I still go Godseeker.
I think you're going to go Deacon, though.
But you already have Stag Knight on your account, Hades. You already got Stag Knight. Are we not carrying it over our draft picks here?
Yeah, I mean, you've got AoE decreased defense, which is super easy to land. You've got the turn meter fill with the extra turn. This is what's so important here because you're basically cycling through your skills so damn quick. Leech as well. Speed in all battles. Just a really, really great pickup for anyone who's starting the game. So,
yeah,
Deek for me.
I mean, being able to keep that uptime on those debuffs at 100% on the A2, it's so crucial. And to your point, he's amazing. All right. So you go Deke. Okay.
Yeah.
Rare time. Well, I know who I'm not going, bro. I'm not going anywhere near that bottom line.
Have you seen Saf's video where he takes Harry for a spit?
Everybody hates Saf, man. Come on. No one asked for a Harrier buff, Saf.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. It was fun. That was a really fun one. But I'm going to go with good old Aethel. I think that she is now that I look at this list and I double check everything and triple check, I think she's the obvious choice here. I think the Aethel is actually really solid. She has the extra turn mechanic in her kit as well, which leads her to get back to the A2 even faster, thus more AoEs, thus a good, a stun set candidate, depending on where we're using her. And having the 100% weakened big version on the A1, so unbelievably powerful, especially for a rare, so I'll give it to Aethel.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably where I would have gone. I do think Templar's not terrible, actually. So if you're struggling to get through stuff like Faction Wars, having like a 4-hit that's got a chance to throw out a provoke, and then you got your block damage. Sometimes that can be a real kind of like a game changer if you're struggling to just like control some stuff in Faction Wars. But I wouldn't take this guy past like a 50 or something.
Good like level 50 utility. Enough. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Right, on to the Barbs. Wow, Barbs have been stacking up.
Dude, Barbs are no freaking joke, man. Good luck. I'm glad you're up first in this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
There's like 4 choices that you probably couldn't even argue with,
It's really tough not to just say Armands. So
right?
I didn't get Armands on my main because I was proving to the community that with a standing start, no resources, I could get him on my free-to-play.
Okay.
I'm so annoyed because I was traveling at the time and stuff. I didn't have time to get it done on both accounts.
So it cost you getting him on the main to prove that it could be done on the free-to-play?
Yeah, such a mistake.
Hey, cheers to you, man. At least you proved it. And
I did it.
Don't know if it was worth it, but you did it.
So now every single live arena fight, he's there. Every single siege battle, he seems to be there. Like, he's just everywhere in arena.
Man. So you have him on the mini. So has your mini become your main now? Is it tempting?
The mini's not even played anymore. I don't have time
for.
Oh
no,
for that, so
that's awful.
It's bad. It's bad. But yeah, I mean, this guy is just obscene. Like, absurd is what this guy is. Like, absolutely absurd.
On your website, it has like his pick rate is something like, when you extrapolate it for both teams in Gold 4, his pick rate is like 98% or something like that.
Yeah, I'm probably the 2%.
The first question you ask yourself is like, who is not picking him? Well, I guess it has to be two players who both missed out on the fusion, who are high in live arena, which isn't that like there can't be that many of you guys, but there it is.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
good choice though. It's hard to argue with that one, man. I would go, but if I would probably go Armons, honestly. But if I wasn't gonna go Armons, I would go with Archer Queen. Maybe I would go Archer Queen, because Archer Queen you can't get anymore. I probably just go Archer Queen. You know, I don't know how I feel about players not being able to get her anymore, man. How do you feel about that? Like, it's cool to have something exclusive, but it's also tough because she's really freaking good, and I feel like you can never even talk about her.
It's just a bit of a drag when they do that for me. I don't love it when you get an exclusive that just cannot ever be got again.
Yeah, but they'll bring it back.
I don't love it.
One day when the revenue's a little low, they'll be like, you know what you should do? Bring back Archer Queen.
Yeah. Do the collab with Monster
one-time event.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know, man.
She's pretty nuts.
But I think she's insanely good. I mean, you know, great healer, which is nice and underrated about her. She got the Hex, she got the 2-turn provoke, she got the decreased speed, she got the stuns for other content. I mean, if you have Archer Queen available, if you have her and you have her available on any Cintrano, Soul Cross, Hard, Curse City content, forget about it. Like, it's easy. It's perma stuns and provokes. Like, you know, she's obviously her claim to fame is Hydra, but man, she's really good.
Yeah, and I actually always overlook her healing. You know, it's so it's actually pretty impactful.
Yeah, it wasn't until I had a team with no competent healers that I was like, what am I going to do here? I need some healing, and I subbed her in for Chris or whoever I was using as a provoker, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what I needed.
It's your answer. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Barbarian epics. Who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go in with Alika. You know, so
you and Scratch got a thing.
Alika does damage. Like, she is actually really, really fun, and she's also got this kind of like lockout ability on her A3, which is super cool as well. But yeah, I mean, I was converted to Alika. Honestly, again, like a +4, so made it a bit more +4. Plus, I got a massive soul for her as well, which just made her
humble brag,
even stronger. But then I was like, wow, she is kicking ass like all over the place. So yeah, super fun. She's ignoring defense on the A2. She just hits really hard, and brings the fun back. That's what I'm after.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I'm gonna go Fat Man. I love Fat Man. Well, I guess this goes with my whole vibe of loving ally attackers so much, but I mean, ally attacking, it works on like half the Doom Tower bosses, you know, like, so Fat Man sees a lot of action for me. And he's just the best epic ally attacker out there. Also kind of brings that burn and the poison just to help you out a little bit on the bosses or whatever. So yeah, I like Ferric and the Fat, but I agree with you as well on Alika. Super good.
Yeah, the Fat Man honestly is a really great pickup for a newer account. He does so much.
Yeah. To have that out the gate, agree. For sure. Man, there's a few good rares here.
For rares here.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to go with the one that I would probably use the most if I was a newer player, I think it's probably Soulbond, you know.
Yeah.
Soulbond's really good. Like AoE A1, so if you put her in a stun set, it's pretty effective. She's got a decent hit on the A2, but also this great turn meter drop on the A3. And yeah, I just think if you're kind of like leveling up through the game or you're struggling with faction wars, then this can come in and be a real game changer, dropping a boss's turn meter right down. So yeah, for me, Soulbond is pretty effective nowadays.
I completely agree with you. She would be my pick, and it wouldn't be close. War Maiden, I would just farm up from campaign, obviously. But I will give a shout out to Old School Marked, because
Marked's good too.
She's really solid, you know, like she has the AoE decrease or accuracy, which is nice on a 3-turn cooldown. But really that totemic power getting the increased defense is great, but getting that block debuffs too from a rare on a 3-turn. I mean, she's the only one that has it in the entire game. So even at level 50, but book her out, like she'll provide a ton of utility to your team. So
yeah, I've definitely done some clan boss kind of teams around her being the kind of ability to either block the stun or block the decreased speed. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Okay,
Ogryn,
on to the Ogres, the Ogryn tribes.
Yeah, man. This one I'm gonna go with. I just want to make sure there's not an obvious one I'm missing, but no, there's not. I'm gonna go Grazer, Iron Gut. It's not even that close for me personally.
Yeah, he would have been mine by quite a way as well, I think.
Yeah, like he does it. He's kind of like, he's got a little bit of a Krisk vibe to him, but different too. He has the enemy max HP. He's got the shield on the A1. He's got the provoke, the increase defense, the increased resistance, and those heals off that passive. So it can be a great damage dealer provoker for Hydra. You can throw him in a curse set if you want to as well, similar to you would a Krisk. So overall, great viability in Hydra, but really in a lot of any area that an enemy max HP champion with this good of a kit can help you out. So I think that he is the top of the crop here for the legendary Ogrins.
I definitely would have picked him as well. I think the other one I would call out, just because he's getting a lot more game time with crazy teams, is Gerptuck. Yeah. And mainly because of his passive, really, his ability to boost your damage on damage dealers for, again, it's like endgame stuff, but Hydra type teams, you know, he really makes a difference when he's boosting your damage by like 22% when you're trying to just, you know, blast your way through Hydra heads. So yeah, I think he's worth a shout. But
no, I agree. Koragar too, very, very good.
Yeah. Also, I don't have Vizog, but Vizog actually, for one of the Unity guys, has got some real.
That's actually a really good call out. We probably should have mentioned him as well. Yeah, I don't have him either. Man, I wish I did. All right. Yeah. For me, it's
epic,
For me, it's Ugo all the way. Ugo all the way.
Ugo, yeah.
I mean, there's obviously Man-Eater and stuff like that in this faction, so really good epics, but Ugo has, for me, it's 2 champions or more in one.
Sure.
The decreased defense and the block buffs is so good for Hydra. Moreover, the A3 is like a really solid heal. It's based off this champion's max HP and the little cleanse there as well. Like, it's a really good ability. So I love getting the healing, the cleanse, the support, the leech on the A1, and the 2 essential debuffs. Man, Ugo. Yeah, that's my choice.
Yeah. I agree. Ugo would definitely be up there. There's actually tons in this faction that are really good.
Who would you go with?
Really like Skrank.
Skrank
is fun, man. Like,
hard to argue with Skrank. You know,
AoE burn. He's got some real damage going on as well. Yeah, it's basically like a legendary level burn here in terms of the skill set. 3-turn cooldown. He's got a decent hit on the A2 with some self buffs, and yeah, weaken on the A1 as well. Just feel like he stacks up some good damage over time for stuff like Hydra. Just really, really fun, epic, and big damage dealer. So
no, I agree. It's a good call out, but I'd still go Ugo. But I agree with you. I think he's the best burner, epic burner in the game. Yeah. Rares, man. I mean, easy Bellower. There we go.
Yeah.
Plus, there's that new. It's not even new anymore, but whatever. There's that Nature's Bounty or whatever that can upgrade his debuffs to the big versions, which is really nice. You know.
Yeah. So I can't argue with that, honestly.
Love him in a stun set. Love him in a, like, you can build him as a campaign farmer. There's a lot of utility you can get out of Bellower still to this day, you know?
Yeah. The only other one I would call out here would be Gear Grinder. That, and definitely, it's not even close, but if you're struggling with faction wars, you need a reviver, you can take him up to 50. Decent rare. But yeah, Bellower, easy win. I'm not going to argue with that one.
I agree with you, though. On I like Gear Grinder. I mean, he's not the best, but I like him, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Into the Lizardmen.
Ooh,
I'm
you have
pretty pleased that I get first pick here, man.
Now I can get jealous of you.
Oh man, did you see my? I don't suppose you would have seen my video on this, right? But
I could pretend I did, but I didn't.
Yeah. So when we had the shards, the prism shards, I got 3 of this dude in like whatever it was, 40 or something shards in 2 temples. I had 2 in the same temple. I was losing my mind. Yeah.
So did you empower him, or what do you do?
Yeah, I've +2'd him, man. He's just an absolute beast. Yeah, this guy, easy #1 for me right now. He's just so crazy. Especially
I would have built
kind of
dupes, maybe.
Stuff.
Do you regret the empowerment?
Well, I was thinking about dupes, and I was like, am I going to use more than one? Probably should have bought a dude, but you know when you get to +2 and it starts to make a difference, I was like, I'm just taking him right up. Like, I was excited in the moment. Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, it's just
so
nuts.
he'd be your pick or not?
Yeah, I think easy pick for me. Like tons of damage, really hard to kill, anti-sheep stuff going on. Good if you've only got like him with 1 or 2 other lizards. He's got this A1 ability to counterattack. Plus he joins in the attack with your highest crit damage dude. Like he's just mental when you get him going. So I think it's an easy win for me there.
Congrats. Man, I think that I would probably go Teox. Man, I want him so bad. I'd probably go that direction. I also love Sopharian. I think that Python is actually a strong contender, but I would go Krisk still.
Would you? Yeah.
I mean,
I was wondering if you might pick Necmo. Do you use Necmo for like Hydra
I don't use
stuff?
Necmo anymore, even though I loved Necmo for a while, but now I guess mythicals or whatever,
just
like
got more options,
like things have just changed a bit. You know, I'm trying to find that decreased speed from other champions. But Krisk I still use, and I'm sure everybody does, and who has them in Hydra. Just the decreased speed in a curse set for me is how I use them. You know, so strong on that A1. Plus, just being a super great provoker and buff extender. You know, so
yeah, still so strong.
I love Krisk. All right. Epic time.
Epics. Okay. So I think my number 1 pick here would be Venomage.
Okay.
Just so solid. AoE poisons and heal reduction. The ability to follow that on and pop the poisons and get that damage away quick. The passive to reduce your damage from mobs. This is one of those epics that I still use in some of the Cursed City stuff, or I've done some content where I've showed Venomage soloing stuff, and definitely on like my free-to-play series, if I pick up a Venomage, just covering so many bases with the amount of debuffs and the damage reduction. So just a real kind of good all-rounder.
Yeah, I would also go Venomage. Same reasons. But if I had to choose a call-out, I would probably not actually pick this, but just to be cute about it, Jizzo. What do you think of Jizzo?
Would you? Yeah.
What do you
I mean, kind of not really loving Jizzo.
All right.
Jizzo is okay for like an early free-to-play on Hydra, I'd say.
I like Jizzo. I think that Jizzo is a man. I put out I built Jizzo on recommendations from some of my viewers, right?
Yeah.
And let me just say this, he like surprised me because basically he's one of the best provokers for Hydra in the game because he has the 2-turn provoke, but then he has the extra turn on his A2. So you can get back to it like the 2-turn provoke super, super quickly. So, you know, other than that, he's not bringing a ton, but he can also be a mischief tank because he's bringing all the buffs.
Yeah, that's true.
Counterattack and his continuous heal. So he does have some viability and obviously can be a great magma provoker as well. But there you go. That was 2 minutes more than we needed on Jizzo in this video. Lizardmen rares.
Yeah, so what's going down here?
It's you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're
me.
like, who do I go with?
I'm just going to go Muckstalker, I think. I think the only option for Sand Devil sleeping until you get to something like Siphi, basically. Like, if you're going to go the true route of how you should beat Sand Devil, then this is the best champion in the game to do that. Other than Siphi.
Yeah, he's got that 2-turn sleep on a 2-turn cooldown, rather.
Yeah.
So hard to argue that. I guess I would just go with, just because I could campaign farm him too, I guess I would just go Harrispex just to have a reviver in the faction. But that's about it. Definitely an underwhelming reviver, but he is a reviver nonetheless.
Okay, then. Your first pick on the Skinwalkers, man.
Oh, man, dude.
Got a ton I don't have here.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, God. I feel like I'm going to go with... There's so many that could be the right answer here, honestly. This is a real tough one. I think I would go Ragash.
Ragash, yeah.
Yeah. Fine. I mean, it's hard not to go Sun Wu, honestly, but Ragash, man, like that big, hard-hitting decreased defense with the stun on a 3-turn cooldown. Plus, they gave this dude the increased speed, the strengthen, and the perfect veil on himself with the increased defense on himself for a defense-based damage dealer. Man, you look at this guy's kit sometimes, you're like, wow, he's just really good, man. Like back in the day, just a 3-turn stun with no damage would have been like, ah.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
look at this guy, man.
And he hits so hard with his
He
with his skill
does.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he really does. So yeah, I would go Ragash. Maybe I'm getting too cute there, but who would you go with?
Yeah, I like it. So if I think about the one that I use the most, I'm actually going to go Uko.
Okay.
So Uko, I just think, has got so much versatility. I use him for a lot of Amius type of stuff if he's available. The decreased attack on the A1's always helpful in AoE. Great Hydra Champ as well. The ability to block buffs and remove a whole ton of buffs on the A2 is just so good. Revive as well. I just think, yeah, this guy gets into a lot of arena teams for me, gets into Hydra teams, and more recently, Amius stuff. So,
do you use Razovarg a lot? I don't have Razovarg.
I don't use him a lot, but I probably should.
Yeah, I was
one of
gonna
those
say,
ones like he just needs to be rebuilt.
Insane teams with him. Yeah, like Hydra.
Yeah. He's got a very funky tool kit actually.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
he's definitely up there.
Okay, so let's see. For epics, I'll go with a Kemptum.
Oh yeah, I would have picked a Kemptum.
Yeah, I mean 2 triple hitters, and that's it. That's it. 2 triple hitters and one of the best hex appliers out there in the game, if not the best, because he extends them as well. And then he has that cool Hex Blood passive where he's going in with the damage, the poison damage rather. So man, I think that he's like, he can deal out some insane damage when you factor in the hexes, especially, but like really great in Fire Knight areas like that, as well as any wave content in the game.
Yeah, hard to argue with that one. I think if I was to just pick somebody else, so I would have picked a Kempton for sure. I think I would pick Fane as a really solid all-rounder with a ton of debuffs, decent amount of damage. Good to come in as like a Fire Knight champ with a bunch of multi-hitters, and also really good in kind of like earlier clan boss teams as your main damage and debuff source. Just need to find a way to keep her alive, so you'd need to bring in some sort of support. Defense is so low, but overall, I just think Fane is just a solid epic. Definitely one I would build out on like free-to-play accounts.
No, I 100% agree. I agree. Good little clan boss carry there too.
Yeah.
All right, Skinwalker rares. I'm gonna go with. I have 3 who I kind of like, honestly.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go with Gnarlhorn, man. He's the only AoE rare provoker in the game. 3-turn cooldown, and can be great. I can ride him hard all the way till the end of Phantom Shogun as an enfeeble tank as well in the A1. So great for like end game content, secret rooms, like the rare only, spirit only, like those niche secret rooms, and just great for progression in the early game. Also has like a really good dungeon aura, if I remember correctly. Defense by 27%. Yeah, really solid. So I would go Gnarlhorn.
Yeah, I definitely would have picked Gnarlhorn as well. I actually think that provoke is so crazy. Grappler is also kind of fun. Grappler does a ton of damage. Like the multipliers on this dude are pretty insane. Also got some nice shieldage going on and stuff like that. So I remember doing a video on this guy back in the day. But again, nowadays I don't really tell people to max out rares that often, because the game's moved on since you kind of needed to do that. You get a lot more epics and a lot more choice of epics, but
kind of sad, huh?
Yeah, but this guy back in the day, it was a lot of fun actually when I found out how hard he can hit.
Yeah, so I would have went call us to Greybeard and Fleshmonger.
Yeah, as well.
To your point, like both of them you can take to level 50. You don't need to max them all the way out, but they can both be pretty solid.
Okay, Orcs then.
All right.
So my first pick.
It's a tough one too.
If I went with the ones that I use the most, I mean, I use Warlord a ton. Warlord in arena teams. I don't have a Yumiko, so Warlord's still that dude that comes in for me that just puts everyone's skill on cooldown, and it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah,
live arena, very.
So he's still your go-to. Like he's your main go-to for like, okay, for Clan Siege, for example. You're using a Warlord team.
Yeah, he'd be my lockout. Yeah, I don't have the mythical. I can't remember what her name is.
Still so good at it, with that turn meter.
But yeah, he does it well, and he's got good base stats to be able to get it away in time. So yeah, Warlord's my kind of like go-to pick there.
All right. I like it. I would go with I mean, Warlord is hard not to, because even Warlord in the beginning of the game, like he'll still be amazing for you, even with the A2, But I'm gonna go Artak. I think that Artak, man, like he's just so good, Anywhere you need a tanky burner, he's got you covered. He can also be running a stun set with triple AoEs if you want to, you know, for some content like Curse City or whatever. But yeah, like I love me some Artak. He's such an insane carry for like Ice Golem hard in areas like that. Obviously Spider as well. That I think he'll be a great burner to have as like a staple on my account.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, man. On to epics.
Yeah, nice and easy. This one, I think.
I'm glad I'm first. I'm just gonna grab Seer. Like,
okay,
you can't not say Seer. She's just ridiculous. Probably my most used epic on my account by some way, I would think.
Yeah,
you know, just blowing stuff up constantly. I use her in Doom Tower still. I use it just very, very solid, all over the game at wave killing. That's all she does. Wave kills all day long with a bit of resetted champs. She's just crazy. So.
I 100% agree. I'm not foolish. I would not pick against my girl Seer or everybody's girl Seer, because to your point, without her, man, would never get anything accomplished in this game. I feel like, you know, even with access to like poison combust teams and stuff like that, I still gravitate towards Seer teams. You know, Tagore though, I love my man Tagore, but I wouldn't pick him over Seer. But just a really solid champion, brings a lot to the table, a really good heal, really good shield, increased speed in a 3-turn cooldown, increased defense, damage mitigation, HP in all battles on the aura, you know, so a really competent reviver who can help you in a lot of different areas.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
I always overlooked Tagore actually, but very, very solid. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Rare time is you, right?
Yeah. So
this is take a step down, I think. I think I know who you're gonna go with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ironclad just because he's so fun. Like, it's just so different, and I like it when I see kits which can just be like manipulated in a different way. So it's one of these ones that's like, don't build him, guys, until you're just playing the game for fun again, and then build him out. And then what you want to do is just kind of like throw him with people that do crazy big heals, and his healing is his damage. So it does go on cooldown. So you need to be aware of that. Some people say, oh, just put him in, you know, regen set and he's going to constantly be doing damage or whatever. But that's not the way it works. It does go on cooldown when it happens. But if you can just pop him with a big heal, like a woad painted overheal or something like that, or even an apothecary heal, then these two could just go and annihilate dungeons. You just build him like a nuker. So super fun. But yeah, very niche type of champ.
I hear you. I would also go with Ironclad just because this crop of rares really sucks. Honestly,
they are bad.
But you can even throw him in like a stun set if you want to for some content.
Yeah,
so
true.
There's some utility you can get out of him, and I agree. He's at least fun, right? Like you can't say that about most of the others here.
Yeah, most of them are trash. Well, look, guys, that's the first half of the video done. Ash, thank you so much for coming on the channel and talking all things raid. I will put obviously Ash's channel and stuff down below, as well as the video that we're going to link to for the second half of this chat. Make sure you don't find us there. And yeah, we will see you real soon.